Hello and welcome to Healing with Energy Step 4, which I'm very pleased and proud to demonstrate for you. My name is Richard Clark, and on this video I'll be showing how to use metals with oils and batteries to help bring about a healing effect in people who are suffering with various conditions. Before I go any further, I'd like to say I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician, I'm not a scientist, and I'm not a therapist. I've never trained in these methods. I cannot claim to have knowledge of such things in any way at all. If you're on any medication, please, you can use my methods as well as any medication you're on, but please don't use them in place of. Always go to your professional healthcare practitioner for all advice regarding your medical condition. Okay, my methods are safe, are fine to use, but you use them at your own risk. And if you find that you are having any kinds of problems with them, please stop straight away. The only thing you will put on to your body with step 4 is plastic bags. There is nothing taken, nothing is consumed, you don't have to rub things in. There's no other method other than simply assembling the materials, putting them in plastic bags and taping them to various parts of your body: the throat, the base of the neck, the nape, and as always the inside of the forearms. Right, step 4. What is it for? It uses metals, and the idea is that it builds up on the other methods. If you've found this video and you're wondering what this is all about, please go to the beginning and start from the beginning. And if you are working through the methods, you really need to work through the methods from step 1. So it's not a good idea to jump in and just to try the methods here and there. Having said that, I probably am going to say to people, use this method if you're suffering with cancer. Use it first of all. Work through the other methods because they are great at helping the body to recover and to regenerate. But with cancer you don't get a lot of time. I've seen people, they can go very quickly. So the idea here is to try and neutralise the problem early on, sooner rather than later. Right, that isn't to make any claims, that is simply stating the aim, what I'm trying to do with this. Okay, this uses metals to bring about a healing effect in the body. Now, a lot of these methods, these materials, let's say, were used in step 2. For instance, copper would be in the multivitamins that you would use in step 2. Now, step 2 is about restoring the energy to the vitamins and minerals of the body, amongst other things. Restoring the energy so that these vitamins and minerals can start functioning properly. That's using, for instance, copper in that sense. Using copper now, the actual metal, is to, with copper, it will be used to flush the nervous system. That's as close as I can put to it, I can put words to it. It needs the power of copper to flush out the nervous system, to calm it down, to strengthen it, to repair it, and to stop it from weakening in the future. So it's the same material, but it's used in a different way. So you will need some little bits of copper. You can use copper wire if you want. Gold, I use 2 rings I inherited from my mum, bless her. And these are gold rings, and you can use jewellery, is what I'm saying. If you wear gold, you can use that. It doesn't matter what sort, it doesn't matter what carats, any kind of gold. I use my mum's engagement ring, which has got diamonds in, and I've wondered if that makes any difference. Carbon can be a big contributor. It can be a big contributor to illnesses. It can be a big factor in removing illnesses. We will be also adding activated carbon. And I did wonder if diamond had a role to play in healing, but at the moment I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I've used this method and I couldn't see the diamond playing a role, but maybe it does. Anyway, you will need some gold. Rings are fine, jewellery, earrings, anything. Silver, gold I believe is to clear out the system of fungal infections. Again, this has been tackled in step 2 with the batteries. No, step 1, I beg your pardon, with the batteries and the liquid tabs. That tends to hit funguses. But this is about clearing it out of the system. The use of metals is a system flush. It flushes things out, strengthens up the system, stops weaknesses and things getting back in. So a lot of it is about system flushing and repairing. So gold I think is for fungus or fungi. Silver. I went to local shop and bought some cheap silver earrings, and I used silver for bacteria. Again, flushing out bacteria. Now I know there are some bacteria that is useful, but the way that it works with the body uses these energies that we put into it, or we give, not give, what's the word? Present. We present energies to the body. We don't force it. That's a hallmark of this technique. Nothing is ever forced. The body takes what it's presented with, what it's given, selects what it needs and uses it appropriately and accordingly. It will not use the power to flush out something it needs. This is what your immune system's about. It's selective. It can decide what it wants to get rid of, what it wants to keep. We simply give it the tools to do it. And it's the power and the energies on step 4 of metals, which I find fascinating. They work completely different from anything else. Power of metals. Completely overlooked. When I had a look on the internet, the only people who were using this centuries ago were alchemists. Where's alchemy today? It's gone. Right, so silver for bacteria. That's what I think. And lead. Now lead is amazing, absolutely amazing. What lead does is it calms the body down. It calms down. This lead embodies the principle of gravity, and this is what step 4 is about. Metals imply weight, imply substance, and imply gravity. And it's gravity which we really are using and is in the background of this particular method. So far we've used electromagnetism with the batteries and the weak nuclear effect with oils, how the energy radiates, and we're now on gravity. And the point will be to, on this one, we don't just stay with gravity, we combine the metals with the oils. They'll only work if they're combined with the oils and with the batteries. The next steps will be more about developing healing using the strong nuclear effect, which is what binds matter together. My feeling is this is a problem with an illness such as motor neuron disease, because the neurons are being released, they're not being bound or held into place where they should be. But that will be a story for another video. At the moment we're on step 4. So, assemble some metals. If you feel you want to use other metals, tin would be good. Iron, that's another one I plan on using. Iron. Yeah, that's a good thought. So add some iron. You can get little iron pieces of iron from plumbing shops, or if you look round you can find iron. Yeah, definitely iron. That would be for the blood. That would be a blood flush. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, iron. You can get iron from plumbing shops. Lead, I found the lead laying in the street. There's been some guys doing some roofing work in the town, and when the scaffold came down I found little bits of lead lying on the floor. I thought, great, ideal. You only need little squares. If you can't find lead laying in the street, another place you'll find it is when cars throw off lead weights off their tyres. They use lead weights for balancing the wheels. And you sometimes I found 2 lead weights laying in the street just walking home the other day. Please do not take them off people's tyres. That is not the way to go. If you find them, fair enough, but don't take. Lead can also be found in plumbing shops. You can get it. They use it for weights, fishing tackle. I said plumbing shops. Plumbing shops do lead, and fishing shops do lead. Yeah, they use it for fishing tackle. That's it. Okay, so that's the materials. Add iron, definitely. I haven't got any here today. It occurred to me yesterday I needed to use iron. I was working on somebody and I thought I must bring some iron next time. But for the demonstration, get a little bit of iron. Now then, what do you do now? Get some oil. You want some argan oil, which you should have from step 3. Some olive oil or flaxseed oil. These are power oils, and you only need one or the other. This is much cheaper. This is about 3 or 4 times the cost, but whichever one you've got is fine. Jojoba oil, spelled Jojoba. Jojoba Golden, this one is. Got it off the internet. And almond oil. Very nice oil. Mature oil. And with the dropper, you want, now it depends on how much material you've got. If you've got enough, make up 2 bags. It's unlikely you'll have enough for more than 2 bags. The gold will be the problem. But if you make 2 bags, you can put the 2 bags, one on each forearm, and leave them on for a few hours, and then take them off and put them, one on the throat, one on the neck. You can do it that way. Or if you've only got enough for one bag of metals, just put one on for a couple of hours, take it off, put it on somewhere else, and just work the one bag around your body. It's a little bit tedious, but you'll get there. Okay, so divide up your materials. For one bag, you want 2 small pieces of lead. Let's try it close up. 2 small pieces of lead. Okay. Just ordinary lead. It's not particularly thick. 1 piece of gold. I use Mum's gold ring. Bless you, Mum. 1 gold ring. 2 small pieces of copper. And just copper. And some silver. As I say, I bought these cheap silver earrings just for this use. Any silver you've got, if you've got a silver ring or earring or any jewellery you can use, borrow, it's fine. So there are your materials. You get a plastic bag, thin plastic bag. These are 100 small wire-tied food bags, bought from a local shop, Wilkinson's in the UK. And you put the metals into the bag. Oh, don't forget the iron. Put some little piece of iron in. You'll find, as I say, plumbing shops do iron. You might ask somebody if they've got an iron fitting for something, anything like that. Right, now then, I use a dropper. What you need to do is put 2 drops of oil onto the metals. You don't have to spread it around. Just put 2 drops on one on the lead and 2 drops of another one on the silver, and just keep doing that. So you want 2 drops of almond oil on the metal, 2 drops of jojoba oil on the metals, 2 drops of either olive oil or flaxseed oil. They're the power oils. I like those oils. And this actually uses, you squirt it, the argan oil. It's also called Moroccan oil. This I buy from my friend Gavin Zendo. He's on the, if you're in the UK, he's on Amazon, and I can recommend this because it's good price and good quality. I'm not into products. This is not about selling product. But since he has helped me so much, I'll do him a favour on that one. Okay, so you've put 2 drops of oil in the bag, and as I say, if you've got enough materials, make up a second bag. I would assume you've got one. Now you want a second bag, and you need some activated charcoal capsules. This is the place to use those. You can put in, I don't know really, 2, 4 capsules into the bag. So you put 2, just put in a few more. 5, it's a lucky number. Put in 5 capsules into the bag. 2 batteries. Now these are rechargeable and they're rated at 24, can't really read that, AHM is it? A rechargeable. I always use a rechargeable because I use these all the time. It's so easy. You just got the charger there. They come off people, you put them in the charger, use them again. It's really nice. So you put the 2 batteries in with the activated charcoal. Okay? Then the bag with the metals and the oils goes in the bag with the batteries and the charcoal. The reason for 2 bags is simply to keep the oil away from the batteries and the charcoal, so it doesn't get too messy. When you take the metals out, you'll have to clean them off with different oils. Right, so you've got this bag. So what have we got? The batteries provide an electromagnetic field, and within the field, within that field, things become possible. It's not an easy one to explain, but what can't happen when the field isn't there can happen when the field is there. The oils, they create movement. They create the movement of energy, they radiate energy, and there's a movement going into the body. Okay? And then you've got the metals, the power of the metals combines with the power of the oils, and it works within the field. It combines 3 of these forces: electromagnetism, the weak nuclear effect, and gravity. Okay, I'm no scientist. This is my overriding way. You know, when I'm working out a method, I think, right, okay, what embodies? Like for the next method, it's going to be what embodies the strong nuclear effect? What binds matter together? And that's the starting point. And that's the question you put to your mind. It's not about working it out with your brain. It's about putting questions to your mind and letting the mind select from within itself what it's seen. The operating principle of the mind is perception. The mind perceives all the time, and it perceives within people. It will perceive. And that's when we start, if you're not tuned into this too well, you start getting feelings. This don't feel right, that feels right, this feels right. This is your mind telling you things. Time to go. You know, time to stay. I'm comfortable, I'm not comfortable, whatever it is. Okay, so that's the underlying principle. I explain a lot of this simply for people who are more interested and want to study it more, know more about it and develop it more. If you're not here for any of that, which is fair enough, you just use the method, don't worry about it. And where would you place this? Right. The most important place for this is the throat, the base of the throat. So first of all, tape it, get some sellotape. I always use sellotape, but if you have a problem with skin problems, rashes, psoriasis or any kind of skin problem, probably better to use surgical tape or something like that, something that's not going to irritate the skin. And as always, when you put these on, if you have any problems, take them off. You should be well used to this now, but when I first used the batteries on people, the first time, it can make them feel, the next day it can make them feel a bit uncomfortable. This is because the body has to adapt to these new powers. Yeah? But once you've got through the first one, I'm talking about step 1 now, healing with energy step 1, you've used the batteries repeatedly, you should be fine with this. It is powerful, but it needs to be. You know, a lot of these long-term chronic conditions are not going to go away simply because we ask them nicely. They have to be, it has to be explained to them that they haven't got a place here in the body. Right, so tape the bag to the base of the throat. The charcoal, the activated charcoal, I bought from a local health food shop. You can probably get it online, you can everything else. And this absorbs toxins. It absorbs harmful, damaging toxins, and I would really recommend to people with cancer to use this method. I cannot say this strongly enough. Use this method. Right? There are ethics involved to saying too much about making claims. So all I want to say on this is I think it would be a very, very good idea to use this method if you have cancer. A very good idea. Okay, so base of the throat, 2 to 3 hours. Take it off. Nape of the neck, that's the base of the neck, 2 to 3 hours. Take it off. Inside one forearm, 2 to 3 hours, take it off. Inside the other forearm, 2 to 3 hours, take it off. You don't have to do it all in one day, but do it in that order. Throat, neck, one arm, the other arm. Inside the forearm, usual place, between the wrist and the elbow. If you've got 2 bags, then use 2 bags at once, obviously. One in the throat, one in the neck. Take them off after 2 to 3 hours, and then one on the inside of each forearm, held on with tape. Make sure your batteries are fully charged if you use rechargeable ones. And you'll need to use this method in total 10 hours. Up to 10 hours. So that's 10 hours on the throat in total, 10 hours on the neck in total, 10 hours on the arms in total. Okay, so if you use it 2 hours today and 2 hours tomorrow, then you'll be doing it for 5 days. If you do have cancer, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But if you are in that position, place the bags where it is. If it's lungs, get it closer to the lungs. Probably the throat will get it, because the throat goes into the lungs anyway. But I'd be inclined to... See, it's a tricky one because the batteries, if you have heart problems or you're on a pacemaker or something, having the batteries near that might not be a good idea. So that's a tricky one. But all I can say is, if you've got these growths, I would recommend using the bags and getting the bags as close to the problem as you can. The lead, I've looked hard at this one, cancer I'm talking about, and I can't see a way of extracting it. It is immune to outside powers and effects. So the next thing, the next step down, is to neutralise it. And that's what I'm hoping for with this. The lead combined with the activated charcoal, there's a possibility that it will neutralise it. As I say, it's a very good idea to try it. Don't pass judgment on it. Don't sit there and say, oh, this don't look right, this don't. I've given 20 years to this. If I'm saying it's a good idea to try it, believe me, it's a good idea to try it. Right. That's Healing with Energy, step 4, and a very, very good day for me. Very good. It's a landmark to get to this point. I hope you use it, and I hope you have some success, and I hope if you do, you email me and let me know. We're on. I'm on Facebook. There's a Twitter thing. There's a blog that I try and keep up to date, so if you're interested more, have a look. There's emails, clickable emails, but that's it for this one, and there'll be more, don't worry, there'll be more. But thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, it's been a pleasure. It's been great. Thank you very much. Cheers.